Yo, Kickingitwithsneak. I got my boy Rell in the building. Say what's up.
What's up with it?
What you got going?
Man, just working on my craft, trying to get my career off the ground. Put my city on the map and everything I got to do for me.
For sure. Where you from, famo?
Jackson, Tennessee.
Jackson 10. And how long you lived there?
All my life.
All your life?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What inspired you to do music?
Honestly, I grew up in the church. I come from a family of performers and whatnot, and it's
Right.
more or less in the blood, and just kind of looking up from a lot of artists and taking inspiration from a lot of artists, we grew up in our generation. So,
Right. So shit, what's your recording process on how you do music?
I actually record myself. I sit down and I write. I write everything that I have to do. First of all, I have to actually go through whatever mind process, put it down on the paper, get my phone out, use FL,
Right.
and kind of just more or less get behind the microphone, put my little presets up, and just kind of more or less just get whatever unique sound that I feel like would be great on it, and whatever I feel, it take me a couple hours to do, but hey, trust me, it's always worth it.
Look, you the first one that I heard that use FL. You know what I'm saying? That's a real popping, thing to use. A lot of people don't really just know about FL.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to stay signed? Do you want to be signed, or do you just want to stay independent?
Well, I got a love-hate relationship with both of them, for the principle that being signed these days come with different deals, and I don't want to be in one of those type of sign something and a lot of people you sign it I'm not
Right.
trying to necessarily do that, because I don't want to push things further than what time allows me to do, and
Right.
staying independent it's a slower process. In these days, we want it right now, but at the same time, the turtle wins the race.
Right.
So,
I feel you. That. Them two questions, they kind of tie into my next question. Do you want to be famous, independent, or signed?
Famous. I got a love-hate relationship with fame too. I would love to be acknowledged for my craft, and especially being acknowledged for if I've always given somebody some type of avenue for what they've thought about what I've said in my music, and like I said, it's kind of weird when you say people ask me, do I want to be famous?
Right.
Because it's not necessarily just about the fame and the attention and whatnot, but it's kind of more or less one of those I want to give my flowers like everybody does. I want to give my flowers
Right.
for the work that I've put in, because when it comes to the music and it comes to putting in work in your craft, it's not easy.
Right. Hell no.
So, with that being said, especially when you putting your heart into what you're saying, you putting your heart and your soul into every lyric, every word that you've written down and put behind a microphone and sat down for hours to get it right. So whatever delivery that you have to offer to show the whole world,
I feel you. Yeah. So what can we expect in the near future on how you coming with your music?
I'm actually working on some stuff now. Recently I just kind of how I want to say it. I got a new avenue.
Right.
I've been jumping in a new avenue when it comes to my craft and my sound. A new process on how I want to write down things, because I got a new perspective on life itself, and that's where more or less of my music kind of comes from. Just experience of how life is.
Right. I feel you on that a lot.
For sure.
Do you have any local artists that you've been looking at, want to do a type of feature with or something?
Shout out to my boy Trevorland, first of all. Shout out to my boy Prince Red. I got a couple artists that I would do music with, you know. Like, let me see. I don't want to take too long. It's like Alone Jones. Let me see. Maybe Obi Thousand, Big Phil, Mild Kilos, and let me see. It's one more. I got like two more. I'm trying to think. Let me see. Dang, because it's like I said, I come from a city of talented artists.
Right.
So with that being said, like it's hard to say, but you know that was probably my top right there.
Okay. What global artists inspire you to do music?
Lil Wayne. Well, in our generation, cause I love my old school.
Right.
Trust me, you know.
Me too.
My John B, my 112.
Right.
You know, so on and so forth. Anything that, you know, gets down with the blues and the R&B. But, you know, in this generation, like Lil Wayne, Drake, Schoolie, and shout out to Schoolie, by the way, because he is an underrated artist that deserves his flowers as well.
Schoolboy Q?
Nah, Schoolie.
Schoolie, okay.
Yeah, he's an Atlanta artist.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see, Bryson Tiller, Brent Fayez,
right,
and so on and so forth. Because, you know, it's not necessarily just about the, you know, the singing, like I said, because number one goes to, you know, Wayne, because he kind of made the look and the sound of, well, Wayne and Drake, in a way, made the sound of our generation.
Goat.
So, you know, yeah, goated. You know, shout out to them. And hopefully one day, you know, I get a Drake feature.
Right.
And get to meet Wayne. You know, hopefully one day I get a school feature.
Right.
You know, and anything, you know, that's put in my page, you know, my way.
I feel you. What kind of vibe you want to give your viewers? Like, what kind of feeling you want to give them when they listen to your music?
Like, I make the type of music where, like, you want to sit down, if you're going through something, like, regardless if, you know, you in your chest, you know, I make something for that. If you want to get up and you want to feel inspired and motivated to do something, like, I want to get into that. Or just kind of more or less of, man, life is life, and you want to hear something. Like, I'll make it that. And what I would like love for my viewers to, like, you know, get from me is, I love his music because he's talking about something. It's different. It's unique. You know, anything that portrays my character for what it is.
Right.
You know, I don't try to be too much in the crowd of, like, a lot of, you know, and I'm not knocking anybody at all, like, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, the different talents in my city. But, you know, I try to set aside myself by, you know, using my vocals, stretching my vocals out in a, you know, a rap / R&B type of style, expressing myself the way it is, because, like, you know, man, folks ain't gotta be a monster all the time,
right.
You know, because we all got a side in this that a lot of people don't like to express, because folks be want to be, you know, the one, but, you know, ain't nobody pointing fingers at that. It's just me personally, like, you know, my perspective of life that I'm living right now is just, you know, I don't have to be that. It's just, you know, being myself and doing what I got to do to express myself the best way I can. That's why I love my viewers, you know, my audience, and whoever listens to know that about me.
Right. Okay. So, are you a part-time or you a full-time rapper?
I can say I want to be a full-time rapper, and I say that honestly. You know, I want to be a full-time rapper / singer, whatever the case may be. But, you know, it's like, it's part-time right now for the principle of inconsistency and, like, you know, daily life things that'll keep me away from doing certain things that, like, kind of put a hold on certain things. you know, because responsibility is responsibility. But at the same time, like, you know, following and chasing my dreams for what they are will always bring opportunity in my life where I can always, like, be in that light and be in that light, you know.
Right. I feel you on that. How do you market your music? YouTube, Spotify, anything in that genre? Like,
I dropped my music through United Masters. You know, I dropped my music through United Masters. First, I was dropping through SoundCloud, live mixtapes, Spinrilla. I was doing it through that, you know, and dropping like kind of solo, like solo singles through YouTube. But now I dropped the United Masters, so whenever I do drop it, I can get royalties from it. It goes through that distribution app. It'll get put on Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, you know, any streaming music platform.
right.
And which is a great opportunity. Shout out to United Masters.
Okay. All right. Do you have any like recent music or anything you're working on, album or anything that you want some viewers to look forward to?
Recent album, I recently just dropped my tape called For the Time Being. Go check that out for me. It's out right now. You know, I got something cooking up
Check them out.
for sure. I said, I got something recent. I'm working on, and I for this tape right here. I do want to select a couple of artists right here to, you know, somewhere in my city and a little bit outside of the city to, you know, be on and be a part of, because it's gonna be different.
Right.
It's gonna be called a different approach.
Right. Okay. Well, y'all look forward to that when you drop that motherfucker.
Nah, for sure. It's gonna be raw.
Wow. That's how you gotta bring it nowadays, fool. You wanna
Nah, for
get
real.
the popping, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's all the questions I had today. You're kicking it with Sneak. My boy Rell in the building. Thank you for popping up on nigga.
Yes, sir.
Check him out.